Forks clinked. Conversations softened, then paused entirely. Silence fell across the dining room. My mother stood at the head of the table, wine glass raised, her smile sharp and performative, the one she saved for crowds. 14 people turned to watch, family, friends, colleagues. The smell of roasted turkey, gravy and perfume hung heavy in the air. "I'm so blessed to have 2 daughters," she began, her voice bright with pride. "One is a lawyer arguing cases in DC, the other," her eyes flicked toward me, "well, employee of the month at a grocery store." A ripple of polite laughter spread through the room. I hadn't even sat down yet. My hand tightened around the serving spoon. My face burned. Callie smiled modestly, raising her glass as if she had earned her praise. I forced my face into neutrality, tried to breathe. Inside, something cracked. This wasn't the first time Mom had humiliated me publicly, not even the 10th. But standing there, 14 witnesses watching, my mother reducing my entire existence to a joke, something inside me finally broke. And in that break, something new began to grow. My name is Naomi Cruz, and this is the story of how everything changed. I slid into my assigned seat at the far end of the table, away from Mom, away from Callie. My face was still hot, but I smiled past the potatoes, laughed at the right moments. This was my training ground, being the invisible daughter in a family obsessed with titles and accomplishments. Callie made partner at 30, corner office, 6-figure salary, corporate law. I wrote poems nobody read and sold used books for $16 an hour. When Mom's friends asked what I did, she would say, "Naomi is still finding herself." As if I were incomplete, a failed project. Callie was the star, proof of good parenting. I was the disappointing footnote. But that night, while everyone pretended I hadn't been mocked, I realized I wasn't sad. I was angry, and anger gave me focus. After dinner, I helped in the kitchen, stacked plates, washed wine glasses, kept my hands busy. My aunt cornered me. "Your mom just worries about you, sweetie. She doesn't want you to waste your potential." Potential for what? I wanted to ask. For a real career, stability, happiness? "I'm happy," I said, forcing a laugh. But inside I felt 13 again, sitting in the guidance counselor's office, while Mom explained I was creative but unfocused, a failure that needed fixing. Callie found me later. "Don't take Mom's comment personally." I stared at her. How else should I take it? "She loves you," Callie said. "Does she?" She handed me $300 for rent. I stared at her pitying expression like it could fix a lifetime of being second best. I tore it up, flush by flush, and returned to the party. Smiled. Later, Callie left her iPad on the kitchen counter. While cleaning, a notification popped up. A new group chat called Cruz Family Real Talk. This wasn't Mom's usual prayer and scheduled chat. Photos, jokes, conversations I wasn't part of, months of messages. My name appeared once. "Cousin Andrew, is Naomi coming to Christmas?" "Mom, probably. She's still in her little artist phase. LOL. Give her time." I screenshotted it, sent it to myself, returned the iPad. Weeks later, Mom was honoured at her women's club for community leadership. I showed up anyway, navy dress, pearl earrings Grandma had left me. I sat quietly in the crowd, hoping for acknowledgement. Mom gave her speech. "I'm so grateful to have raised a daughter like Callie." Singular, not daughters, daughter. I sat in the 3rd row, visible, present. She looked right past me. Callie's achievements, partnership, cases. Nothing about me. I excused myself halfway, walked home in the rain, tears soaking my coat. The next day, a woman came into the bookstore, mid-40s, professional, friendly. We chatted. She worked at a DC law firm. I mentioned my sister, Callie Cruz. Recognition flickered. Did she leave Whitman recently? "Situation," she said. My heart skipped. Situation? I texted Callie casually. Sunset Beach cocktail, no work mentioned, LinkedIn outdated. I googled Whitman and Associates investigation. Small article, internal review, billing irregularities, associates under scrutiny. One name, C. Cruz, Callie, Mom knew. Helping Grandma clean out old furniture, I noticed Mom's purse on a chair with a key ring. One key, unit 709, Callie. Memorize the number. That night I went. Facility open 24/7. Tailgated behind another customer. Lock. Simple combination. Callie's birthday. Inside dozens of organized boxes. Legal files, case documents, personal correspondences. One labeled confidential, do not shred. I opened it. Emails, letters, HR, complaints. A formal complaint from Patricia Hoffman. Billing fraud by Callie Cruz. Systematic inflation of client hours over 18 months. Firm settled quietly. Callie forced out. Mom knew. I photographed everything, uploaded it to a secure cloud. Locked the unit. Left. Weeks later, Mom hosted a brunch celebrating Callie. Everyone applauded her. I sipped my mimosa, knowing the truth. Flashback, my first studio apartment. Mom co-signed. 3 months later, eviction. Couch surfing, sleeping in my car. Mom, it's not my job to fund failure. Callie lived rent-free in a brownstone. I wrote The Invisible Daughter, posted it online. Overnight, 3,000 shares. 3 days later, legal letter from a firm representing Callie. Cease and desist. I posted it online. Mom called, sobbing. I stayed calm. I had finally spoken my truth. The bookstore lawyer contacted me. I can verify the documents. I can speak anonymously if needed. I had an ally. Podcasts picked up my story. Media attention grew. Callie's social media disappeared. Mom sent frantic texts. Thanksgiving arrived. Same house, same people. I interrupted Mom's toast. Which one? The daughter who defrauded clients or the one who survived you? I slid a manila envelope across the table. Billing fraud evidence, HR complaints, settlement agreements. I stood, grabbed my coat and left. Fallout was immediate. Family, extended family, associates, all aware. I wrote a letter to Mom, never sent. I didn't forgive her. And I realized she never saw me. She hurt the version she imagined. That version didn't exist. I am whole, talented, worthy. 1 year later, my poetry collection hit #1, reading at a literary festival. Small, intimate crowd. I'm Naomi Cruz, a poet, a bookseller, a daughter who learned that being loved conditionally meant learning to love myself unconditionally. Applause, seen, free.